Hello, everybody. Let's get through some things. Do some forwarding. Let me get the wheel set up. There we go. Hey guys, welcome. I'm Sirlegna, and today we are going to debunk various posts and videos and stuff. If you are in the chat, definitely do exclamation point spin, space add, space whatever you'd like to add to the wheel of the links we'll go to. Other than that, I think we're going to start with r/ghost. We're going to go down a couple of pages and then onto possibly another one. Again, I'm going to try to debunk everything I see. Let's begin. So, what do we got? Okay, we got a thing. Creepy old LA Gallo Jail, South Australia. Okay, let's enter this and see what we get here. Took a photo in 2023 of a ghost tour. When I later looked at it, I thought I could see a screaming face in the area circled. My wife, however, thought it looked more like the back of an old bald man's head. The pink dots are where people are standing at the time. What do you see? Let's see what we see. Let's get some zooming in here. Okay. Oh, I haven't changed a thing. Also, why is my BRB? Why? Screamabot, what are you doing? Give me a second. Where's the voice control? It's not listening to the right thing again. Okay, you should listen to me now. Thank you. Okay. You guys heard what I said, but you guys couldn't see it. Give me a second, I'll get that working. There you go. Now you guys can see the post. Now with that, let's get back into zooming in. See what we see back here. Ooh, that's a lot of pictures. Okay. So right now, what I see is we got whiteness, kind of like this shape, just on the back of this person. I imagine that what the pink dots are indicating is where people are. So, like, this could easily be the back of someone. Like, you can tell there's motion blur, or there's at least motion. And if we try to track the motion here, we kind of got this. We imagine this is the solid. So we have a movement in that direction, which does trace pretty well with that. It doesn't trace well with the top of portion of this. So I'm going to guess this is somebody turning. with something on their back, like a logo or something, that makes it look really weird. Like this is their hand, this is a leg potentially. Like this is a tough image, but yeah, that's my best assumption. Is this isn't a ghost. This is the back of somebody's shirt with motion blur. Good attempt. Very good attempt. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Actually, let me go to the post so that we also don't put any hate in any of these posts to people. Like, if they want to believe it's ghost, let them believe it's ghost. Left corner in the background, this thing. It's strong enough to set off the motion detectors on a hunt land. There isn't anyone around, or should be, for miles. My guess it's a drone of some sort or an entity, but I'm not sure. Let's see. Let's see what we got. Okay. So it looks like some winged creature. Can I get this just to loop? Yes. Please loop. Thank you. You're gonna loop, right? Yeah. Okay. So let's get a zoom in here. See what we got. I don't want to draw. Look. Okay. Okay, so I don't think I can zoom in while the thing's moving. So I'm going to try to draw what I see. So I think there are legs associated here. Okay. And then we got a body shape here and wings. If I had a guess with how far this is, like the weird thing is it's hovering, which I don't know why it would be hovering over there. Because if it's like a moth, so like think of this as a lot closer and it just has this further appearance. If it's a moth, like why would it be hovering? That I can't explain. I don't think it's a drone. I mean, it could be. It could have the drone body, but I don't think it's a drone. Most likely a spider. Yeah, spider. I could see a spider. It is very statically, but like, yeah, it could be a spider on like a web that is blowing in the wind, but the wind's pretty calm. Oh, I just noticed something. Give me a second. Look in this corner right here, okay? I wish I could draw and play the video, but you see that? That, give me a second, come on, show up. That has identical movement. That's identical movement. So there is something connecting from here to here. I'm going to go, it's a spider web. I bet a spider web connecting to from like this point to some point over here. And this might be a spider on it, or maybe even a fly. And that would actually make sense. I bet a fly or mosquito on a spider web. That is my final offer. Let's go to the next one. But that one was a good one. If I didn't notice the equal movement down here, like watch this. You see that? I bet that's dust on a spider web, and that is a fly or something stuck on the spider web. Good guess. Good one. Good one. But you can't catch me on that one. Okay, we got a couple pictures here. Oh, we got a nice story too. Oh, I just realized that's the ad sound. I'm like, what is that noise? It's just the ad sound. Ads are coming up. Okay. Hello. This is my first post ever. I want to share with you something I believe I caught in October 2023. There was a Dubignon uh, cemetery on Jurford Island, which is one of the only two places I have experience of the island. The first image, my death phone is just going off constantly. The first image is a controlled image, is so what you see in every single other photo I have taken. It looks like this. No miss figures or anything else. In any other photo I have tried to recreate it many times, no avail. The second picture has a figure standing on the right side, which you can see appear to be in front of the wall, so you can see the full image or full figure, not just a spot in the wall. It's clear as night. I was the only one there. With my dad at the time. We got some history. I've tried hard to prove it's something believing it to be true before believing it's true. Like I said, I've tried many times to recreate this, and I haven't been able to. And even photos I've taken immediately before and after did not have this figure. Okay, so let's see what we got. So this is the pre. Okay. I see the camera is not doing well at the night, which immediately makes me question some things. But let's see what we got. Okay, so this is a different angle entirely. So now the first question I'm gonna have is, can I find these lines in the other photo? Because if I can find these lines, then it's gonna be just like this, and you're just taking in some extra bushes to say, "Yep, that's that." But I don't think that. I think it's just gonna be lines. I think humans are great at recognition, and this is gonna be one of those cases. So, oopsie. There you go. Okay, so we got a couple of lines here. There's these lines, but we got a couple of things. Let's go back. Yep, yep, it's just lines. It's just humans are really good at detecting lines. So if we go back to draw mode, there's your figure. There's your tree branch. Done. That one was too easy! Humans are really good at detecting lines, but then they assume things. Okay, so gross, mossy stone with a tree. Congrats. Um, you're just an advertisement, I think. Okay, we got a ghost picture again. Let's see what we got here. I did the Queen Mary graveyard tour last night from midnight to 2 a.m. And when we entered the famous haunted pool room, said to be home of a little girl named Jackie, who often seen wearing a blue dress, I caught this photo. I'm pretty fascinated. Zoom in to the far left corner. One second. Uh, sorry. There we go. Zoom into the far left corner. It is a live photo, and there's nothing in seconds leading up to the Photoshop. And unfortunately, I can't upload the screen recording. Either way, pretty chilling to see. The tour guide told me to hold on to the photo. He thought I could definitely caught something odd. So we want far left corner. Um, I see this. Yeah, I see something. Um, but like, so okay. Live photo. Live photos are interesting. Humans are very bad at hoarding anything solid, unless you're like a surgeon where you you've mastered the skill of hoarding things very precisely and not moving. Most people are very bad at hoarding things without moving. So, how could movement explain this? Couple of things. You can have motion move. Let's see if we got some solid lines. We have like the door there. That has some pretty solid lines. The fencing looks pretty solid. So I don't think it's a motion move where like there was something there and then they moved quickly. So what is the other thing? The other thing is light. Light bounces off everything in very weird ways and it hits the camera lens uniquely in many weird ways. So this is hard to disprove because it is just a blur. It's a series of pixels right there that I could say it's light, you could say it's a ghost, I could say it's a man in a mask. No way to disprove it. Um, if I had to disprove it, I'm going to guess light. I'm going to guess there was some surface back there that is somewhat reflected, and in the slight movement of where the camera was the seconds before and the second after, the light just didn't hit the same angle. Cool photo, but especially when you zoom in, it's hard to tell it's anything. Zooming out, yeah, you could go, oh, it's like a child in a dress or something, but like when you zoom in, I see more of a face just popping over the little like ridge. So I can't disprove it, can't prove it. So you caught something. What? We'll never know. That's a video. Okay, let's see what we got here. Uh, is that a ghost left in the front of the tree? Let's see. My dad and sister think this is a ghost, but I think I just see a tree trunk. I like people who give reasonable things. Which direction did he say? Left in front of the tree. Okay. So this is the thing they're looking at, I think. Let's get a zoom in. I mean, if that's a ghost, like you got a pretty good shot. Um so let's go to the next image and see what they say on that end. Oh, they just lowered it. So in case we missed it, yep, that's where they said it was. So now the question is, where is tree? So let's go to the one without the red circle. Let's just map this out. So let's say we have, I'm trying to get that angle. There we go. Let's say we have, yep, come on. No, I want to zoom. There you go. Then I want to draw. So let's go with this is tree. So trees go up and they go up and they go up and they go up to like about a central point, which this looks potentially like a central point. So it's a high possibility it is tree. Um, how to confirm if it's tree? If you go to this place, find this angle out, and walk over there, do you see tree? Also, other photos would help confirm if it's tree or not. But I'm gonna go with the OP. It is tree. It is a cool lighting effect of tree, but I see tree with them. So we're gonna go with his tree. Oopsie. And I'm gonna copy that image for prosperity, I guess. Okay. Possible ghost walking down the staircase in I can't pronounce Tallahassee or whatever. So I zoomed in. Nice, cool. So it's all pixelated already. Looking at a staircase over someone's shoulder. Taken in Tallahassee, Florida. Tell me what you think. I think it's pictures. But let's go in and zoom in even further. I imagine it's that. And okay. What do we have here? We definitely have something here. It's in a stairwell. It could be things from the fire alarm, the pour down fire alarm, the actual alarm itself, all that. So, like, that's a possibility. We have something here. Could be really anything as well. Then we have a definite light spot right there. Again, that is, I would say, the hardest evidence to disprove. Um, this light spot right here on the stairwell. But not knowing what the stairwell is, particularly, makes it very hard to tell if that potentially is wear and tear on the stairwell. So, for example, if it's wood, it could be damage to the wood. It could be natural wood shaping and coloring, which both would easily disprove it. If it's concrete, it could actually be the other concrete darkened for whatever reason. It could be age, it could be material, all that. And that is just an area where there is no concrete, or the concrete that was darkened before has been worn down. Um, so those are the strong ways of arguing against this. The hard thing is, this could literally just be a person walking down the stairs. It doesn't have to be a ghost. And it's not easy to prove or disprove because you're so zoomed in that even things of like significant detail are going to start pixelating over. So, like, you could be like, oh, well, this part of the image and this part of the image is like roughly the same color. So it must be roughly transparent. But it doesn't have to be. This could be a white dress or even a beige dress, and this could be a yellow wall. And again, computers are designed to optimize. They're trying to compress data. So they're going to be like, yellow, beige, those are close enough that we're going to merge them together. And you can kind of see that like with this. Like you can tell this is supposed to have like a gradient of light, but the computer basically was like, here's 3 sections, and that's it. So because it's so zoomed in, and we don't have a pre photo or any other comparison photos of this, it's hard to say what I'm seeing here. I'm If I had to make my strongest guess, somebody's walking down. And I make that guess because there is like shadowy stuff here, which makes me think that they're being backlit by the light. They're being forward lit by, I'm guessing, a window or something right here. So their face is getting lit by here. Their back is being lit by here, giving a nice cast shadow down here. This is a person. Or this is a ghost pretending really nicely to be a person. Either way, I cannot say what this is because there's just no way of proving it one way or another. Let's go to the next one. Caught on camera. Ooh, it's a link. I always question links. Or click them and see where they go. Yeah, we're not going there. Because that's gonna just be somewhat thing. We've discussed this one already. Um Ghost on Edinburgh tour last night. And our tour guide encouraged us to take photos because sometimes strange things appear. This photo was taken in the beginning of the tour at Grey Fairs Courtyard. When I zoomed in on the pot circled in red, it looks like there's two creepy faces. One on the left, I see a nun, and on the right, I see a white mask. Anyone else? Let's get that zoom in. I see something. Let's draw out this and see what I see. Okay. So this light source seems to be casting light across this beam somehow. So can I shrink my symbol down real quick? Give me a second. Shapes. It's not letting me change the shapes. Okay. Well, I can't shrink the pen, it seems like, but oh wait. There we go. So yeah. We have light coming here. I think that's where that comes from. This could be a vase, really. It could literally be a vase just sitting on that counter right there. So vase is my first guess. This isn't a white mask. This is a vase. This one, again, could be anything. Could be none, like the OP said. Or it could just be another vase or plate. I'm going to go plate. I'm going to go vase. And why do we not see anything in this spot? Because of this column. It's covered in shade. I don't think there's anything too special on this one. And the only way to really disprove this, again, would be going to this church and taking a picture of it relatively on the same day or night. They zoomed in. I see the same thing I was seeing before. I don't see any nun or white mask. I see most likely an urn or a vase and a plate. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Again, if anyone has any ones they want to disprove, exclamation point spin, space add, space whatever you'd like, and I will try to disprove that. Whoopsie. There you go. We've disproved that one already. I don't like clicking random links like that. This is a video. Okay. Let me pause my music. Let's see what we got here. I was sleeping when suddenly a strong presence woke me. I was scared and uneasy. The room was dark. The TV was off. The clock was ticking. I left my phone on the couch, recording a video. I left the room. I'm not in the video at all from the beginning to end. Do you feel the presence? I don't hear the presence. Guys, do you hear the presence? No, I don't hear it. It's not coming from anything. It's just darkness. Do you feel presence in darkness? Yes. Why do we feel presence in darkness? Because psychology-wise, darkness was the danger time of people. People were scared of the dark for obvious reasons. Because a lot of dangerous creatures were out in the dark. Good luck. Good luck with that. Ooh, another new one. Okay. We got a potential shadow. They are very elusive. I'm glad we caught one on camera. Okay, Wifey and I went along a paranormal tour for my birthday. First off, I like to say, even though we took plenty of videos and pictures aside from this one, there wasn't much. I didn't Mocha latte. Danger time. Please send light. Yes, please send the light. Okay, so this one actually has some promise. Just from looking at the oh my gosh, come on. Just looking at the photo alone, without reading much more detail. It's like it's possible that this is a flash. And if it's a flash, then you might have something there because like light from the camera source should be projecting forward. However, if you have anything in front of that light bulb on your phone or on your digital camera, most likely a phone nowadays, but if it's on a digital camera, then you have shadow. You're going to have shadow everywhere. And if this is dark, you're not going to notice it because the light's going to flash so quickly. We got some motion blur here. So whatever this is being affected by some motion blur as well. But that's the quick assessment. Let's not overestimate and jump to conclusions. I highly recommend it. I totally recommend paranormal tours, primarily because generally they're good history tours, first and foremost. And sometimes you never know. You never know if the spirit might come down and touch you. The photo above was from Winston Churchill's lounge, located in the back of the boat. We had a tour guide explain to us the history behind the room and told us a couple of ghost stories after they gave us about 10 to 15 minutes. After that, they gave us about 10 to 15 minutes. My wife had a regular camera, which I had I had both of our phones taking pictures and videos. Okay, this is a complicated setup, but okay. We were in the back of the room. No one really followed us here. She snapped a quick photo and caught this. I was the only one with her in the room. I was standing about 10 feet away from her looking into the infinity mirror. She gasped and asked, "What's up?" To which she showed me this. Yeah, I'm gonna go. You had something. It's it's hard to say what because it's so defocused from the distance, but there is something most likely on the flashing component. So like on my phone, this guy is the actual camera, if I remember right. Either this is the camera or this is the flash. So this is the flash, and these are the 4 cameras I have. So if I put my finger just like right there, barely covering it, you're gonna get a weird shadow creature. Congrats. You learn how light works. That's gonna be my biggest thing is your finger or a pamphlet or something you had was covering up the light source. Um, cool photo though. I wish it was a little less blurry, but other than that, I think it's a pinky finger with an unclipped. Yeah, that would work. Yep. I keep my fingers clipped so I don't realize it. But yeah, he said it was his wife. So women typically have longer fingernails. Easily could be a pinky. Especially so. Sorry. Let's get into this a little bit more. They also said this is a regular camera. Whatever a regular camera is. I imagine that means it's like point and shoot. I don't think it's a DSLR. So yeah, if you're not used to hoarding a normal point and shoot, generally the flash is here, and if you're hoarding it in a weird way, easily could be a pinky. Oka, I think you're 100% on to that. It's a beautiful shot of your pinky shadow. Let's see, what else do we got? We got some posts. Also, Poca, if you have any that you think have good evidence, you can put a link in the description and we can check that out. Ooh, videos. I love videos. Videos are great. Okay. No audio though. Oh, all right. Let's get them context. Okay. Can anyone tell me what this might be? Something triggered my camera at 1:38 a.m. Then, as you see in the video, there was a flash of blue. Let's get that looping. There was a flash of blue and then a really bright flash of blue. There were no storms that night. I was laying in the other room and didn't see this light anywhere in the living room or any of the windows in the area I was at. Many people have mentioned it may have been a meteorite that flashed. Lived in a, I live in the country and it's really dark. Clearly that night. I don't have any other outdoor lightings automatically comes on. And nobody was in my yard that evening with call lights as I would have seen them from my other windows. If anyone can watch the video and give me any of their thoughts, what would that would be great. Thank you. Okay. So my immediate thing is it looks like a car light, like somebody hitting the lock button on their car. But let's see. It is a pretty bright light. So if we pause it when it first, come on. So like that is pretty bright because it's lighting up the cloud slash sky outside. Um, but I'm noticing something somewhat odd in this is it's lighting up the outside really bright, but I'm not noticing much change in the lighting inside the house. Let's go a couple frames to that bright. Okay, so this definitely is changing the lighting inside the house. So whatever this is definitely light outside this window propagating into the house. Um, Now let's go back, see if there's any light change initially. Okay, so I saw a little bit of light change. So I'm going to say yes, the light is coming from outside the house. There's no trickery on there. So a common thing people will do in these videos is oopsie, they'll be like, "Ooh, there's a light or something outside the house," and they'll take their own video software, cut out these little windows, and then propagate a green screen right where the windows are, and just make a fake light. So, but it propagating onto the ceiling in the way it's doing, I'm going to say that's not likely. Um, hmm. This is a good one. I can't immediately explain it based on the context of what we're trusting the OP is telling us. The OP could be lying though. So, hmm. It has a small light and then it has a huge light. I'm going to have to go. It's a car. It's a car. We don't. So if I turn off the loop real quick, we don't see the end of this. It turns, it flashes, and then it's over. I'm going to say that it is a car of somebody getting into. It was off. They hit the little button to unlock it or pop open the door. The daylight things came on. They got in. They kicked the engine. Bright lights from their whatever brights or whatever it's called on a car. I'm gonna go with that. Let me see if there's anything else weird in the other corners of this video. Ooh, ooh, that's weird. Come on, give me that big flash again. That is super weird that the lighting over the counter here changed. And I'm not that big of an expert to say that that lighting couldn't have changed that way. But it is kind of weird how it's lighting the sides, and then when the big flash comes, it's still lighting the sides, but it's significantly less. That could be the lens in the camera, though. So I'm going to say it is just somebody starting up the car engine and getting in. And yeah, I don't see anything significant. It's very bright lights, but some of these like EVs and stuff have very bright lights on them. So yeah. Other than that, I don't even know what else you would think it would be with like ghost or paranormal. Like, do you think the ghost like half came in, was very bright, and then was like, "Oh, actually, I'm here"? Like, that seems weird. Anything other than thinking it's a car light or something. Okay, I don't like
Really
links.
talking to you.
Oh,
Do you want to touch that green light again? Oh my
hello.
goodness, thank you so much.
We have audio here.
Wow, you're doing so good. Who are we talking to?
Who are
Can you
we
tell us your
talking to?
name?
Who are you?
It's really good talking to you. Do you want to touch that green light again? Oh my
I
goodness.
think a comet
thank you
or
so much.
meteorite.
You did it.
I would think
Wow,
so
you're doing
too.
so good.
So I would completely agree with the comet meteorite idea. With the idea if we could see the end of the video. Because we can't see the end of the video, I can't tell if the bright light dims, which a meteorite, when it comes through, it'll shine bright for a good little bit, but it does a smooth dim. And we just can't tell. So I would go comet as well. It's a high possibility. Ghost, I'd be very weary of ghosts. It's a weird ghost behavior if it is. Okay. I was at the local cemetery. I investigate often. Last night I was able to get some real intelligent and quick responses. I'd love to share a clip. Sure, share.
It's really good talking to you. Do you want to touch that green light again? Oh my goodness, thank you so much.
Okay.
You did it.
Wow, you're doing so good. Who are we talking to? Can you tell us your name? Can you say it to where we can hear you? Or can you come and say it into one of these little boxes?
No?
Hunter.
Paige.
Hello, Hunter.
Hi. It's so good to meet you.
Mm,
Can you tell us how old you are, Hunter?
It's really good talking to you.
I'm curious on that
Do you want
voice.
to touch that green light again? Oh my goodness, thank you so much.
You did it.
Wow, you're doing so good. Who are we talking to? Can you tell us your name? Can you say it to where we can hear you? Or can you come and say it into one of these little boxes?
Hunter.
Okay, so it does say Hunter.
Hello, Hunter.
Hi.
Um,
It's so good to meet you.
it does say
Tell us how old
Hunter.
you are, Hunter.
And it's pretty clear that it's saying Hunter in some aspect.
It's really good talking to you.
Okay.
Do you wanna touch
So
that green
first
light
things
again?
first, the
Oh.
little flash. That could be anything. Not knowing what this device is, that literally could be anything. Loose batteries I've seen. I've seen really bad ones where it's the device. Grab my phone again. The device is sitting here. What does it do? It measures volume. And when it hears a certain volume, it blinks, it lights up. And it's like, oh no, they're responding to us. It's like, no, the device is just lighting up because you're being loud. um, so without knowing what this device is, it's hard to say. It could be two LEDs connected to just a battery. I can't tell you. If it is, very awesome evidence. If it's something else, like it could be anything. The hunter aspect.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much.
The hunter aspect literally
Wow,
could
you're
just
doing
be
so good. Who are we
post
talking
processing.
to? Can you tell us your name?
It's kind of the downside to ghost videos like
Can you
this
say it
is
so we
there's
can
just
hear
not
you, or can you come and say it in the
any
voice of someone
context or
else's?
anything that can prove non-manipulation. I could go into a
Hunter.
stereograph and like
Paige.
Hello,
grab
Hunter.
the audio and
It's
see if I
so
can
good to
see
meet
splits
you.
or
Can
anything.
you tell us how old you are, Hunter?
But like even if
It's
I
really good talking to
saw
you.
that, it'd be tough to
Do you wanna
say
touch that
because
green-
like you'd be like, well, the ghost spoke, and when they spoke, the electronic signal, that's what the cut symbol is showing. And it's like, yeah, sure. Um, yeah, I can't really argue against this. It does sound like it says Hunter. Um, yeah. If you are
Can you
looking
say
for
it so we
paranormal
can hear
evidence,
you, or
this
can you
is great to excite you, I guess. We've already discussed this one. That was earlier. Got another one. Can anyone make out what this EVP of a kid is saying? Okay, let's see what this EVP of the kid is saying. I love kid ghosts. We're down in New Orleans for the past week. Came home and reviewed a video we took during a paranormal investigation at Bloody Mary's. Right after she speaks, you can hear a kid's voice, but I can't make out what it says. Sounds French almost. No kids were in the investigation. Okay, let's see what we hear. Like, I hear something. I hear like a mumble. Like, it literally could be a person whispering on the tour with them and like just trying to be respectful, not to interrupt the person who's saying this line. Um, yeah, and this is so dark. For like a tour, this is really dark. Because they didn't say tour; they said they were on a paranormal investigation. It still seems really dark for like anything, and the camera movement. I don't know. Back to photos. Let's see what we got here. The Adams House in Deadwood, South Dakota, October 17th, 2025. I was hoping for audio, but this was just as good. Only snapped a few photos, but the last one I caught a shadow figure. Mind you, it's mostly dark, and my phone did its night capture mode when I caught this. Okay. So far, so good. I see high details, which that's promising. Okay. Then we decided to go into a horror house. Fancy lighting, love it. You know how that helps get really good shots. Have all sorts of lighting sources everywhere. Yep. Nice red lights, blue lights, easy to see anything in there. Beautiful door. And what do we have? What do we have, guys? We have a shadow in the glorious of the photos we collected that night. We have a shadow being. What? What do you want me to say here? Is there a shadow? Yes. Is it a person? I can't tell you. I literally can't tell you. I can't tell you if it's a ghost or not. There's no evidence here. There's nothing here. Um, It is person shape. I mean, okay, so let's grab some details. Let's not just disprove this easily. Let's go through the evidence. First, we have some really beautiful, like, this is somewhat blurry. I will say that. It's somewhat blurry, but still good shot. Again, somewhat blurry, but I can see details. I can see the posting and all that. Makes sense. Again, a little blurry, but I can still see a lot of details. Great. Beautiful. Like the lighting's a little blurry, but like all the details there. Again, another one outside. Beautiful. I can get all the details. This is a beautiful shot. This one has a street lamp in the foreground. Um, and then what is this? First, it doesn't even look like the interior of the house prior, because all these interiors have fun lights in them, red and blue lights everywhere. Um, so like, what is this? I can't tell you. I literally can't tell you what this is. I can't tell you where this is, how the lighting is sourced. Like, this is just such a bad picture to like try to disprove, because anything I say can easily prove it otherwise. I could be like, oh, there's a person right behind them with a lamp in front of them, and they're looking at the lamp, lining their eyes out, and you took a picture of their shadow. But then you could easily go like, well, there was no one behind me. And it's like, yep, there was no one behind you, and I can't disprove that. What I can disprove, this is unlikely to be the same building or room that these photos were taken in. So it's very hard for me to say anything on that. Maybe red light bouncing off a mirror into the bathroom. Let's see. Yep, I see that. Yeah, I can see that. Like this is the mirror itself, and it's the light coming through. Yep. Yeah, it's a tough image. I don't like it. I do not like this image at all. But yeah, I can see that. Yeah. Like you gotta shadow. People love their shadows. We've already gone through this one. Ooh, I love these. I love these ones. I love dash cams. Dash cams are so raw. Like very rarely do you get like weird edits of dash cams. Good morning, guys. Early in the morning, my father sent me a video he captured. He told me that every time it's foggy out, uh, that means that most likely it's light reflection. Out, he's seen a strange shadow figure on the right side of the road, near the road sign. Maybe it's the road sign. He says he often swerves to avoid it, and he thinks it's a person. However, it disappears as he approaches. I apologize for the poor quality, but if you look closely at the video, you can see an odd shadow on the right side of the road, near the edge line, right past the sign. It's very well could be some strange interaction of shadow and light. It's most definitely that, but it looks very odd. It definitely looks to my eye and my dad's eye like some kind of figure. What do you guys think? I'm going to go with it is the sign. Okay, so I think it's this little black thing. Let's zoom in. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's the sign. No, okay. So I thought these blue lights right here were part of the reflection of the sign. So that's on my bad. I made a quick assumption. But look at that pacing of the black line and the black line of that pole. Now, why would that exist? What's the I can't pause it. Dang it. I have to just zoom in at the right time. Dang it. I'm betting there is some light source right off the road there. Either a house or a car or maybe even a reflective sign on itself. And it's casting a light against against this sign. It's casting a shadow on this misty, foggy night. And what you're seeing is the little stick of the sign. It's moving at the same time too. Like that's gonna be my best guess. Especially with you and your dad only seeing it during foggy nights. Yeah, it's the sign. It's the sign reflected on the shadow. Uh, something good. Give me something good. I think we've been on Reddit for a while. Let's go to YouTube. Get some things. Let's look up I don't want top 5. What's a good YouTube channel of it? We'll go top 5 for now. Let's go to their best. What's their best, most popular creepy ghosty ones? Let's see. Any of these hang out to anyone? Creepy ghost sighting caught on camera. Let's see this one.
My partner.
Yeah, partners. Advertisements. You gotta love them. Okay, there we go.
Okay, I've done 5 ghosts caught on CCTV cameras,
go
and
to the
most of you
first
seem to
ghost.
win. Gettysburg, Pennsylvania has been labelled as one of the most
Yep,
weekday bat
cool.
soldiers, being one of the
Ghost of Driftwood Gaming. The Ghost of Driftwood Gaming? Is that something? The Ghost of Driftwood Gaming. No, I don't see anything of that. I'm imagining you're from Driftwood Gaming's community. I was about to say, did they ever like stream or something and there was a ghost? No, I don't see any ghosts. I don't see any ghosts. Okay, let's see what we got here. I think it's at the Gettysburg.
Don't move in there. No, there's a motorcycle. See?
I don't see nothing down there. Can't be the motorcycles, honey.
Nope, can't be the motorcycles.
There's nothing sparkling. You see what I'm
What's
saying?
that?
Okay. So there's
What's
something
that?
in that area. Or
Tree.
in this area. Oh my gosh. I move the camera as bad as I move my mouse. So like right in the dead center, there's
Uh-huh.
Look.
something moving.
I can't see.
But like
Look. Isn't it those people?
Can't be.
There's nobody.
Not up in the
down-
trees.
There's nobody down there no more. See?
What do you think? Is the white misty figure walking around in the trees simply an illusion, or could it be one of the soldiers who lost their lives during the
no,
1800 battle? Saint or
if I had a guess from I was just kidding, we used to watch Driftwood Gaming. Yeah. Oh yeah. If I had a
what
guess.
do you think? Is the white misty
So
figure walking
here's
in
going to
the
be my
battle?
best guess. Because if you look at this first one, when it does the first 2 moves, it's roughly the same shape. I'm going to guess it's the leaves shaking or blowing in the wind, and they're just kind of flipping their sides. So right now they're on the dark side, and when the wind blows, they kind of flow over to the light side. The light catches it, and you see that.
Simply an illusion, or could it be one of the soldiers who lost their lives during the 1800 battle? Illusion?
Nope, come on.
There's nobody down there no more.
Yeah, there's nobody down there. But if you
What do
see,
you think? Is the white misty figure
kind of a
walking around in
movement
the trees
upwards,
simply an illusion?
and then
or
there's
could it be
another
one of the
movement upwards. I'm gonna say it's the leaves. It's the leaves blowing. And the reason why you're not seeing it everywhere is some of the leaves are flipping on because they're proportionally ready to reveal their undersides based on the wind, and then some you're not. You could argue because some
soldiers
of
who
it is
lost their
blowing
lives
in the
during the
opposite direction, but especially trees in wilderness, the wind pattern gets really complicated, and it's very hard to determine where that wind's going to show up at any time.
1800 battle.
So
St.
I
Augustine
don't think it's
Lighthouse.
ghosts.
In 2006, the popular paranormal team Ghost Hunters visited St. Augustine, Florida to investigate a historical lighthouse which was
My
built in
opinion.
1874. It's believed to be one of the most haunted lighthouses in the world, with
I
visitors
might
and
have been to
workers
this
allegedly
lighthouse at
witnessing
one time.
numerous paranormal activities. From hearing voices and unexplained sounds to the sighting of two little girls standing on the lighthouse catwalk,
Okay,
drowned
cool.
in a way, or Warhouse Tower. Take a look at what they captured.
Now look at the very top.
Was that just leaning over right there?
Watch. You're gonna see it go up 2 flights of stairs in a matter of a couple seconds. Watch. Boom.
Yeah, it's a shadow. Why are all these all shadows? So it went up 2 flights of stairs. No. 2 things leaned over the railing or whatever this is. 2 flights of stairs different. To say it went up is to give it property that you can't see. It doesn't make any speedy motion to the left. You don't see it on the middle stair. So it's not like it's running around on the side looking down at you or up at you. I don't know which direction my camera's at right now. So to say it moved is a very tough thing.
And there it is.
Peeking right over at us. That gives me chills right now.
Because I remember seeing it.
That's pretty strange, and the video clearly shows some sort of figure at the top of the stairs, and it appears to
Figure
turn and
that's
look
rough
directly at the
too. I
camera.
see a blur. I see 2 blurs.
Watch. You're gonna see it go up 2 flights of stairs in a matter of a couple seconds. Watch. Boom.
Yeah. Like that literally could be almost anything. They're also in like a night what is it called? Night light not night light mode. Night vision mode, which it's not even true night vision mode. It's more of a high contrast with a bright light. Which generally will catch things, but it does also do a lot of tricks on the camera. I wonder, let me do that real quick to my face, and I'll show you the tricks it can do to the camera. Let's flip things. Here I am. Let me just grab my camera. Let me go to edit. Grab this camera source. Turn on this filter. Look at this. Nope, I don't want that one. I want it here. I'm not gonna find what I want to find. I can do sharpen, but that's not what I want. I want to adjust the camera properties, and I don't see that easily. Why do I not see that? Can I not adjust camera properties like that on OBS? Okay, I can configure it on here. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so right now my contrast is okay. If I do this, look, it's so weird. And you can see a lot of color still because I have a lot of lights facing me and it projecting off. But if I start cutting off some of these lights, so if I cut off this light, cut off this light, cut off my headlamp, there we go. Oh, now you can see me even better because I'm cutting off the brightness. But roughly, that aspect is what you're getting. From there, you can't tell. I can't tell what this is. Um, it could be a person literally leaning over, and it's just so far away that it's hard to tell. But let me get this contrast updated correctly. It won't let me. Come on. Try to do one thing outside of expected, and everything breaks. But yeah, it's using a high contrast camera, which helps in night vision, but it doesn't prove like it's not true night vision. It's not doing any heat detections or anything like that. It's just trying to get as much light into the camera lens as possible. So, as much as this could be somebody leaning over it, it also could be somebody's elbow leaning on top of the railing. So, good luck. Another shadow.
Pretty strange look is showing any information on the clip of a patient.
Okay.
Taking in searching for.
Let's
now,
see if
this
we
is
can
a
get
look
some
directly at the
details.
camera. The hospital ghost. Now, this is only a short clip, and the camera seemed to have recorded it in sections, but after searching for hours, I can't find any information on the clip, but what is known is that it was taken in a hospital, and seems to show a figure leaning over a patient. Take a look.
Okay. What are you trying to tell
It's a
me?
shame the video isn't longer and that I can't find any information on it, but some people say it's a bug on the camera lens and others say it's a ghost who came to visit a family member in hospital.
Could be a bag flying in the air. First, who is saying this is the hospital? Like this could be anything. So like you can say it's a hospital because there's a hospital bed and there's hospital like IV carrying and stuff. No, it's a hospital bed and there are IVs, but like if you do set design and you're wanting to set up like a hospital, these aren't that hard of props to get. Especially if you're gonna rent them for like a night. I don't see any clear evidence of hospital. I don't see any like charts or anything like that, monitors, none of that. If I had to guess, if I had to go like, where is this located? I would either say it's a set or it's a sleep study. Even a sleep study would be kind of weird because they generally hook you up to machines there as well. So it's kind of weird to see a night hospital bed without any machines around. So I'm going to say it's a very high likelihood of it being a set. With that, I can't prove anything beyond that now because if it's a set, it's a set. Everything could be set. What is this weird creature? Okay, so let's draw some shapes. We have kind of like this type of little shape. Again, it's very pixelated, so it's very hard to tell exactly where one picture ends and another picture begins. But you have like this banana with a little lump on it type thing. And if we go to the next frame, we still get kind of that banana shape. And we go to the next frame. We still kind of get this banana shape, but now it has this like little edge at the bottom. And again, we get that banana shape with nothing else.
It's a shame.
So, if this is a ghost, let's go on the theory it's a ghost right now. If it's a ghost, this ghost is really good at keeping the same shape, which leans me to less ghosty and more of an asset. I have this blurry blob asset. Well, I don't want to just move the blurry blob. So I'm going to move it and rotate it and move it and rotate it. Is there any other movement? Let's see. Does the patient move at all? Or whatever this is. No, I don't see any other movement. So like there's a million and one things this could be. Ghost is not my first assumption. Possibly my last. I'm going to guess this is a set for some indie like college horror film.
It's a shame the video isn't longer and that I can't find any information. Family member. The Eastern State Penitentiary really is a remarkable, considered to be one. It's a ghost who came to visit a family member in hospital.
Okay, we're in the
Considered
next
to be
one.
One of the most haunted places in America, the Eastern State Penitentiary really is a remarkable place that has so much history surrounding it. It was built in 1829 and has over 100 years of suicide, madness, disease, despair, torture, and murder. And with the harsh punishment detail, because I was the mad chair, which was the iron gown collar that was 2004, the cell block, and this.
Yep. Hello, ad.
You can see some sort of figure walking towards the camera and then bolt back down the hall extremely fast. What do you think it was?
Okay.
The cameras they were using was positioned looking down a cell block, and this is what they captured. You can see some sort of figure walking towards the camera and then bolt back down the hall extremely fast.
Yes, I can see a lot of things on this figure, actually. Let's get into that.
You can see some sort of figure walking towards.
So, you see, there's nothing really here. There's a little bit of gray right here, but beyond that, nothing.
The camera and then bolt back down the hall.
But look when it turned. Suddenly, there's a lot of white. You saw that? I wish I could. Actually, I can slow down. Give me a second. Let's go real slow. You see that white there? That looks like a robe. That looks very much like somebody is wearing something and quickly turned around. Ghosts, at least from my evidence that I've seen over the years, typically don't have two-tone clothing. They are black or white or like a grayish mist type thing. I've seen very rarely do I see a black one with white on the inside. So I'm gonna go. This is a person. Yep, there's some more white. Running down the very creepy corridor. But again, I can't disprove this. Like, if it is a ghost and the ghost is black and white, ghost is black and white. I can't disprove it, but I'm going to say it's unlikely.
You can see some sort of figure walking towards the camera and then bolt back down the hall extremely fast. What do you think it was?
Yeah, I'm going to say it's a person.
Now, I cannot confirm the authenticity of any of those 4 clips because I didn't witness them firsthand, but this clip I can assure you is 100% real because I recorded it myself.
Okay.
And I have my word that I have not tampered with it whatsoever. I am very skeptical to the paranormal, but certainly have an open mind about it.
Top 5
I'm not saying
original.
this is proof of ghosts, but it's certainly strange and creeped me and my girlfriend out. We were both visiting Longley House for our anniversary in 2014, and Longley is best known for its safari park, but in the 900 acres of beautiful parkland is Longley House, a historical 16th century house that has its fair share of paranormal sightings. The most famous of Longley's ghosts is that of Lady Louisa, who was married to Thomas Thynne, the resident of Longley House in 1733. He allowed her to garage was a young way beside a spiral wife, which he denied. In a fit of rage, told his wife that she caught died in prowling the passage for an end of this footman. Things paranormal began to recording, and the phone was messing at the time. To the spot where it happened, and here is what I recorded.
Oh no! Bad electricity. Ooh, there is something interesting there. Oh, that's some interesting shadow effect there. That's some interesting shadows. Ooh, I like this. Oh, come on the other side? Yeah, you do. What are you gonna do over there? You gonna disappear? Oh, spooky light. Oh, the camera's glitching. Oh no.
That's so weird. That's crazy.
That's so weird. You know, if I saw a shadow being like that, the last thing I'd be like, as I'm recording it, walk around, be like, huh, my phone's acting up, guys. Like, no, that is so weird. Happened well before that.
And don't forget, I had been using my phone to record all day, and I'm always recording things, and this has never ever happened. I still have the same phone, and it has never happened since. So anyway, as we were walking down the hallway, we saw a tour guide, and I asked her, is there anything in this room or building which could mess with my phone? But she said there was absolutely nothing in the area that could mess with it. I then showed her the video, and she was absolutely jaw-smacked. She had no idea what could have caused it, and said so herself that during her time working for the house, she has seen numerous paranormal things that cannot be explained. So that's my very own clip, and like I said, I'm not trying to say it's proof of ghosts.
Okay, so let's go back. There's a lot of questions I already have.
Should I spot where it happened? And here is what I recorded.
Okay, so here's what top 5 recorded on the phone. Again, don't give anyone hate. If they want to believe what they want to believe, let them be it. This is our entertainment by disproving them as best we can. So we have some weird lighting effect here. That could be anything from somebody messing with the light switch. So you can get a light switch in between, like the on and off state, and it will flicker depending on the equipment. So who knows? It also, it's an old building, could be old electricity. Okay, so we got some interesting things here. Let's slow it down because you can kind of see some shadows. Oopsie, sleep timer. Not going to sleep yet. Let's slow it down and see if we can see some of this shadowy stuff. So there's nothing. Then it flashes one more time and you see a little bit more. And you saw that flash, there was nothing. There's nothing on that stairwell. But then suddenly, like, it becomes like this gray little blob on the edge. But if you notice, the blob isn't following the light. So if the light's shining here, if you see, there's a lot of light here. This is where the foot is of the blob, of the shadow child or whatever. But the shadow shouldn't be projecting that way if that light is on. Because that light would be hitting the shadow Oopsie. Let's not zoom in. If that light is behind the shadow, which it's kind of hard to tell, but I'm thinking that light's behind the shadow. That light. Hey, fool! Ah, yes, fool. uh, that light is, I'm going to say, behind the shadow. Which, if that light's behind the shadow, this creature should be casting this way. Came in from work to scary. Thank you! We've been watching scary videos, so I think I'm kind of prepared for the scares. But this is a good one. So, like, as this shadow is being lit, its shadow doesn't seem to be reacting. Actually, none of the shadows of the stairwell seem to be reacting all that much. Like, it's definitely behind the light now, and nothing of this is showing the shadow being cast anywhere forward. Like, it's lighting up the room. Like, if we go back a couple of milliseconds, like, look, this entire room is being lit up. You can see it right down here. But it's not doing anything really to this shadow effect, which is kind of odd. I mean, potentially there's a lot of light shining in here. It's casting a heavy shadow. But like, if it's lighting up this, it should be giving me a second shadow a little bit. Let's see. We got... This is very interesting, like, shadow movement. Because it doesn't even feel like it's associated correctly with, like, this light. Because it almost looks like... Let's zoom in here. And let's do some drawing. It almost looks like somebody went, I need a foot. And then I was like, I need a leg. And then I need the body. And didn't really think of proportions of, like, if somebody was standing here, they're going to have a much further... Yeah, they're going to have a much further shadow here. And their legs are just weirdly positioned to me. To me, their legs aren't... They're like, their feet are positioned more like they're supposed to be, like, where they're standing. But then their legs are positioned like this is, like, where their shadow begins. Like, if they were laying on the ground almost. It seems odd to me. Like, you see what I mean? It's like their feet are supposed to be here and here, but then their shadow cast it as if they're already, like, on the ground. There's no casting of, like, the rest of their leg. Okay, let's speed it up because now they're in there. Now they're in the shadow. The shadow being's in the shadow. Oopsie, not that fast. There we go. So now they're standing over here. And I think they just kind of stand there for a bit. Nope, there they go. This one's tough. So, like, that is more realistic expected movement. Because their foot is here, and then their other foot's about one, like, body length difference. But what I was saying before, when they were over here, is like, their feet are very close together. Like extremely close. Not something a typical walking motion would be. I can't disprove it at all. I cannot really say that this isn't a shadow creature thing. But it is very suspicious. There's a lot of suspicious here. How could you reproduce this? There's a couple ways. If we go the most realistic way of doing this is you get somebody to walk down the stairs and you cut out that body, and you get their shadow. And you use the shadow to do it. And that might explain some of the legs because, like, here you have their body, easy stuff. But then when you get to like their foot, it's a lot more complicated because, like, you have to kind of cut out their foot to get the video. So to do that, it's a lot more complicated. So they might have cut out higher up so you knew it. See, like, that's a weird angle. Because, like, this almost looks like I'm looking down at them already. Which I shouldn't. I should still be looking at them, like, forward. And the sound's very consistent. Like, I almost would want to put this in a spectrogram and just listen to that sound alone because it sounds eerily consistent to my ears. Like, it sounds like the same two-step sounds. Yeah, I can't disprove it, but I also can't say that it's fake. So, good luck. Anyone who's in the chat, if you want, you can send me a link and we can review one of your ghost videos. With that, let's review their latest video. Okay.
Videos. Like and subscribe and enjoy. The screen shook me to attend a 7:15 course in St. Paul or however 84 breaking,
Okay.
and the photo truly shook me. On December 27th, 1984, 4 Minnesota
84.
teenagers were excited to attend a Prince concert. However, their trip would end in tragedy. At approximately 7:15 p.m., while driving around a foggy curve on a vehicle, the responders quickly arrived. However, he neck and was pronounced dead at the scene. Taking photos, handed the film to the lab for development. The men expected to see images that would perplex them for years. Among the crash scene documentation was a striking photograph featuring what appeared to be a human face floating above the damaged vehicle.
Okay.
These images definitely were not visible when the photos with active hair and a profile resembling the deceased teenager.
What is this?
Even more disturbing.
Whoa!
When the photos were taken, the face appeared.
What the hell crime scene photo is this? My gosh. I can't tell you what this is. This is not a crime scene photo. That's what I can tell you this is. I have seen people who study crime scene photos. This is insane if this is a crime scene photo. What are you supposed to get out of this? There's a tire? And it might be a vehicle? Like, no.
Directly above where John had been sitting, showing distinctive hair and a profile resembling the deceased teenager. Even more disturbingly, the expression seemed to convey someone in agony, as if screaming. Additionally, other anomalies appeared in the photographs, including streaks of red and white light that hadn't been visible during the session.
No, the streaks of red and white light is anything in the photo in motion. This looks like somebody drove by it.
Together with the ghostly face, these that hadn't been transformed during the session, police document. Together with the ghostly face,
the face
these
is
elements
close.
transformed routine police document on film shops, and none could account for all of the strange features appearing in a single image.
No, I can account for all of it. It is motion. The only two things I can't really account for is everything. Let's draw on this. Everything has a pretty solid to the left motion line. Okay. Everything has a pretty solid to the left motion line. Okay. This is kind of tough because I don't know what I'm even looking at here. So it's tough to say what this is. But everything else has a pretty solid to the left motion line, except these two lines. These two lines are a lot harder to explain because these two lines don't go just directly to the left. And because they don't go directly to the left, it's very hard to say what they are, what I'm looking at. Now, to benefit myself on that, they do continue past the door, which leads me to somewhat thinking there's some aspect of double exposure here. But of what, I can't tell you. But that's what that leads me to. But this is definitely not a crime scene photo. Because crime scene photos are supposed to be very clear. Even far away ones are supposed to have a very clear image because you're supposed to be able to bring this into a courtroom and present this if need be and have a jury of your peers understand what they're seeing. No one understands what they're seeing here.
The images haunted the officer and attracted attention from paranormal investigators and psychic mediums, who viewed them as evidence of consciousness surviving bodily death. They suggested
Also, give me a second. Let me go get this backstory.
And after completing his investigation, he took out driver Minnesota teenagers were excited to attend a Prince concert.
Okay.
However, their trip would end in tragedy. At approximately 7:15 p.m., while driving around a foggy curve on Edgecombe Road near Highland Park Golf Course in St. Paul, the driver lost control of the vehicle, crashing head-on into a tree at 40 miles per hour.
Okay.
I made.
Hello, Ad. How are you doing, St. Cyr?
Emergency responders quickly arrived on the scene and found 3 teenagers outside the car with minor injuries. However, 16-year-old John Bulwer was trapped inside, wedged under the dashboard.
Wedged under the dashboard. Okay. We don't really see the dashboard all that much. We do see a tree. And then I can't hear you. Oh no! Well, hopefully you get out of the ad soon. I don't have my typical way of seeing the ad status. Give me a second. Okay, you should be out of ads. Oh my gosh! I just realized I've had my main face for a while. Why no one tell me anything? There you go. You guys are looking at the little screen in the corner. Oh my gosh. Okay. So what we heard. I hope you're having a well-textured day. I'm doing well. So what we heard is they're driving, got in an accident. Apparently this is like the officer taking a photo or something. Again, officers, CSI, generally are trying to take better photos than this. But apparently the driver was wedged into the dash. I see very little evidence of the driver having difficulty getting out of this vehicle. I don't see any issue with like the door opening up or anything like that. So it's kind of hard to say he's wedged under or would be wedged under the dash. I do see the tree that they say they hit at 40, but like this car is in such a blurry image, it's very hard to tell.
Showing distinctive hair and a to national
So
the image said that the physical is to believe that
okay, we got
it wasn't just John's image that appeared in the photographs. In one shot, there appeared to be a translucent dog, which believers claim represents John's deceased chocolate Labrador that had recently passed away, coming to guide.
I see no dog. I see nothing dog shape or even dog adjacent shape. There are no dogs in this image.
His owner to the afterlife. The alleged presence of a dog in the photographs supports the belief that animals have souls and can maintain relationships with humans after death.
I recorded vocals for 2 songs today. Nice! Very nice. So you're releasing another album end of this week then?
The photographs have sparked intense debate between paranormal believers and scientific experts. Believers highlight the remarkable resemblance of the face to John.
Like I can't argue for against. So like, okay, let's draw some things. So he has like these sideburns that go well into like the bottom of his ear. And on this guy, or whatever this is, his sideburns ends at the top of his ear. Of course, I can't tell how this photo is compared to the photo of the body or the survivor. Who knows? It sounds like he died, but they haven't said that. Pretty funny how fast I release music. Sadly, though, the album artwork costs will make me have to sit on this for a while. Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that. So, like, he could have shaved, but yeah. Again, I don't think this shows anything. And even if you tell me it shows anything, there's so much blur everywhere.
Officer Coyle's credibility
it's hard to
as a law
say.
enforcement professional. They argue that the presence of multiple unexplained elements suggests something extraordinary. Of course, skeptics argue that flash photography, long exposures, and various light sources can create the observed anomalies. And some suggest that the ghostly face might...
See, it's not even... I wouldn't even say this is the long exposure. This looks like somebody drove by the accident and tried to take a picture of it. Like...
actually show a living person, possibly Officer Cole's partner. The fascination with the image continues to this day. For believers, it serves as visual evidence of the soul's existence, and ensures that John is remembered years after his death.
Don't you?
Sure. It shows John screaming over the car.
Though perhaps not in the way his family would wish. I find this one really creepy.
I find that one very hard to justify anywhere.
Spirit is a duppy. Locals believe way 4 years, prompting local bridge visible for.
Okay.
Interview the boy. Stress and has passed away 4 years earlier. Boy in Jamaica emerged in 2010. Locals believe that a duppy was involved, speculating that it was the spirit of the boy's friend who had passed away 4 years earlier. The incident caused significant alarm and distress in the small town, prompting local news reporters to cover the event and interview the boy. During their coverage, they captured multiple instances of the boy being violently pulled back by what appeared to be an invisible force. Take a look.
Okay, so generally possessions are shown to most likely be forms of seizures historically. So let's see what we see here. Okay, so he pushes himself, it looks like. Let's verify that. Okay, let's slow this down. He's sitting nice and calm. That's a hard one. Let's go back a little bit. Oopsie. So his arm goes up. Slow this down a little bit more. His arm goes up. The chair is being poured back more than anything, it looks like. And then they try to grab him. Okay. Interesting. Let's get that into 4 speed. Okay. Another one. He's moved from chair to wall. Okay. Let's slow this one down, see what we get here. Okay. Arms went up. My friend said he'll be working on the artwork for Lady of Despair tonight, though, so that's good. Awesome! So he's kind of arms out everywhere. And it looks like his leg is potentially being poured. Get this. Let's go to 50%. That's hard. Like, it's such a bad angle. Like, give me a view of his feet. I want to see the feet pics. Because, like, he could easily do these last 2 motions with himself.
At first glance, it may seem like the boy is acting on his own, and some have suggested that he is pulling a prank. However, he either has an impressive ability to fake his actions, or something unusual is happening. Like, it genuinely appears that he is...
Like, this one easily. So, like, again, not seeing where this person is, like, sitting and everything. Let me see if I can get this, okay? Let me see if I can get this position just right, okay? Let me back up. So, again, you're not able to see his feet at all. So, like, he easily could do this motion. And, like, yeah, it looks like I'm getting poured away. But, like, my one foot is planted. I'm able to keep myself upwards while looking like I'm getting poured away. So, like, not seeing his feet is very tough to kind of judge this because I can't tell what his feet are doing. Where's the feet?
Or something unusual is happening, as it genuinely appears that he is being pulled in some way. In addition to what was captured on camera,
again, that one,
that objects have been
the chair one,
fake his actions, or something unusual is happening, as it genuinely appears that he is being pulled in some way. In addition to what was
the chair one, yeah, I see his feet, but this foot is pretty solid pushing. It looks like backwards. So, like,
captured on camera, the boy claims that objects have been thrown at him and that he can see the duppy. What do you make of this one?
He can see the guppy. He's very bad at dodging the guppy.
The uninvited guest. This photograph was uploaded 2 years ago to Reddit on the channel's paranormal forum. The post is followed by a caption that states, "I took this on my camera phone December 9th, 2013. I was hosting a Friendsgiving in my London flat and caught this figure looking on us. Probably just a weird reflection, but still creepy. At first glance, the evidence of anything paranormal is difficult to determine. However, if you look closely at the
What?
zoomed up image of the man holding the glass of red wine, there is definitely something strange. Above the man's head, what looks to be the figure of a body with a large hairless head, dark eyes, and a gaping mouth can be seen. Evident
What?
as people the red.
Okay,
Probably just a friends. I
let's
took
try to
it
get
on the
this
channel I did
picture
guest.
as far back as possible. Okay. Let's zoom into this. Okay. We know, easy obvious, that there is something here. What that something is, we don't know, but it is something. The guess is most likely the light above them, because some overhead lights are square and rectangle. So I'm gonna guess that's what that is. So what is this? Very questionable. And there's nothing obvious on the table that reflects that. So now you're going, okay, what is the double layers or the layers that build this up, okay? So resume back in here. We have this wooden fence, we have this like bushes, and then we have the questionable figure. But if you see like the bushes kind of come in this way, go down this, and it seems to have some shape like that. And you can tell the light is doing something with the bushes because you got the green bush here, and then the yellow bush. So if I had to guess, it's a turkey monster. You are correct, Saint Cyr. You are correct. It's the turkey monster. This is why you don't eat Thanksgiving dinner with windows around you. The turkey monster will see and judge you. If I had to guess, it's just the bush with some weird lighting effect, most likely from the overhead lamp above them. And because when you zoom out, people are really good at pattern recognition, it looks person-like. But if you look, it also looks like it could just be part of the background. So, like, very tough to tell, but I'm going to guess it's whatever this bush tree thing is merging into whatever this wooden background looks like. I don't see anything that gives me obvious appearance. If you want to see a ghost, you can see a ghost. But to me, it looks like it's just weird lighting
This photograph
Mm,
with a
was
double
uploaded 2
layer.
years ago to Reddit on the channel's paranormal forum. The post is followed by a caption that states, "I took this on my camera phone, December 9th, 2013. I was hosting just a weird as difficult in the glass what looks to evidentity."
Okay, next one.
It's never.
And again, if anyone has any interesting videos they think I can would like to see me debunk, put a link in the chat and we'll go check that out.
The Ghost Lady. This photograph was posted to Reddit by user Nat Spent through a gap in a feeds and depth. They realized that they were then all of a sudden, and this was around woman, Chan, the
Hello,
white
Pete.
planet, the hole in the missing from most maps, but found. The couple said that they were trapped. This is one of I don't know about you, but the thought of an unknown person wandering around that area at 2 a.m. alone is terrifying.
Oh my gosh, this could.
To date, we have no idea who
This
that woman
literally
was.
looks like fine art. Okay, give me some details. What is this? What am I supposed to be looking at?
She and a friend spent in Douglas Park, Illinois. It all began late one night when the 2 young women slipped through a gap in a fence and entered what looked like an abandoned, fenced-in lot, strewn with rubble, weeds, and debris. There was a vacant building at the center. While before long, they realized that they were lost. The entrance had vanished, and high fences enclosed them on every side. Then all of a sudden, they spotted a girl. She appeared to be walking a path through the overgrowth. She was around 30 to 40 feet away, wearing a white dress that reached her knees. Bearing in mind this was around 2 a.m. The couple decided to stay calm, but they were incredibly uneasy about the woman. Moments later, they realized that she was following them. Desperate, one began to chant that "We are light, we are love," We are sorry if we trespassed. We are leaving. We are protected.
Okay. One of them is mentally have issues. I've never seen a stranger, even one that's following me, and be like, we are light. We are love. We are sorry we trespassed. We are leaving. We are protected. Like, my dude, like, that's super weird to say. Super weird to say.
Her friend could only scream, no, in terror. Eventually, this mysterious girl in white vanished into the brush, and the woman bolted towards a faint streetlight, escaping through another hole in the fence. Later, they discovered that the lot was the Hanneman Hospital Cemetery, missing from most maps but visible on Apple Maps. When they realized they had been wandering over an old burial ground,
Apple
near
Maps,
historic
Apple
sites like
Maps,
Camp Douglas
well known
and
to
Lake
not
Meadows,
keep up
their
to
horror
date.
deepened. The couple said that they were trapped for around an hour in the area, seeing the mysterious woman around 10 minutes after they entered. This is one of those stories that you wouldn't believe unless there was photographic evidence, which of course there is. I don't know about you, but the thought of an unknown person wandering around that area.
Again, can this be a ghost? Could this be paranormal? Yes. Could this also be a person wearing a white dress? Yes. Like, there's nothing outside of that. The closest I can get is that white dress is beaming white. Like, that is the most white dress you could get. But like, who knows? Who knows what this is? It also could easily be an edited photo. Like, it's so blurry, and it's so. Let's get some zoom in. Let's get some zoom in. So okay, there's no clear like blur or pixelization mark that excludes itself from the elements. So like, it's unlikely that it's just a quick edit. At the same time, there's a lot of sharpness to this image that the surrounding area does not have. Again, which means this dress is beaming white, like it's blowing up light to the camera to do this. Because like the color line, that's too sharp. Look at everything else around it. Everything else around it is blurry as all get up. But this color line right here, I can tell you right here, it goes down and goes back up easily. And like, that's unlikely. But then you get like this blur right around here where like what you kind of expect to see is this like blurry bit around this area. But we don't see that everywhere. Hell, the face is super blurry. And the dress is cutting out beautifully. I'm gonna say this is most likely a doctored image. A very well doctored image, but a doctored image nonetheless.
At 2 a.m. alone is terrifying. Ghost Boy. Now during our research, this one kept cropping up, and although it's quite hard to see exactly what's going on, when you do spot the thing we're talking about, it is pretty creepy. Now the person who uploaded this footage said they recorded it sometime between 2000 and 2008 using an old school flip phone.
Oh yeah.
They claim that the video has been on their original laptop and phone since its recording, and that they often look at it to try and understand what's going on.
Okay.
The user eventually decided to upload.
So we got a couple really good excuses here. It's my old flip phone, and I've copied and pasted it multiple times in a digital form. Generally, copying and pasting won't cause much damage, but over many times, it definitely will. Are you listening to music while watching videos and streaming? Holy multitasking Batman. I was listening to music. So at the beginning of this stream, we did a lot of like photo editing. So I was listening to music during that. Right now, I'm not. Right now, I'm listening to the audio you guys can hear. You guys can hear this audio, right?
The video to the
Yeah.
internet and ask for opinions. They also mention that the video you see here has been edited at the end to brighten it and point out the boy.
Okay, so they edited it already, so we know they can edit videos. We got a nice ad. Love the ads. Whoa, this is pixels. Look at the pixels, my dude. Up to the early 2000s. Actually, this could be like 90s. This easily could be the 90s. What am I looking at? I mean, I see the Christmas tree. I can see that. What is this? Please point out what you want me to look at. What are you... What?
Now, having watched the footage several times, it is understandable that the user's frustration has gotten the better of them, as the 44-second video is extremely grainy and difficult to make out due to the darkness of the room and contrasting lights from the Christmas tree.
That's one way of saying it.
That appear throughout. But let's look closely and compare the notes that the uploader posted, as they seem adamant that there is a ghostly figure of a young boy whom they are not aware of. To begin, they claim that you can see parts of the boy's face, as well as his shoulder, and an apparent candle that he is holding. They question the candle themselves by saying that it may be part of the background. However, they claim that the boy himself is not transparent.
Guys, do you see any boy?
To the key point segment of the user's post,
he's zooming in, and I'm still looking.
Show the boy advancing towards the person holding the phone and recording the scene, which happens to be the user's grandmother. Now, it's incredibly difficult to see and is questionable. They have tried to decipher the footage to determine who or what is appearing to them, but they said
I need an email for my debunk face. I'm looking and like, okay. I think this is what they're saying is the boy. I think that's what they're saying is the boy. But I'm sorry. I cannot identify the humanity of this blurry pictures. Let alone its gender. I can kind of see like a face right here. That's taking a big guess. That's taking a big guess.
They do not know who this person is. Some believe it's an angel doll, which also holds a candle in its hand that belonged to the grandmother. Now,
yeah, I would well go more doll than anything if I had to go face at all. What I'm going to guess is this is some fluff, and this is just a light piece of something in the background.
This possibility was disregarded due to the size of the doll and its pride of place in the window of the residence. According to the uploader, grandmother is the one who recorded this, and points out that she was alone in the house. She was recording her living room decorations. She also states that she has no decorations like that little boy, and I have never seen one like him either. Now, despite the cloudy footage, the family believe that there is a real boy in the video, even though she was totally alone at the house. So what do you think of this one? Can you see a boy in those last few seconds of the video? Or is this a major case of pareidolia?
No,
I'm sure if you
I don't see anything.
You probably would be pretty creeped out. Now, if you do have any of your own paranormal footage, stories or images, don't forget to send them in to us at info@top5s.co.uk. We will do a thorough analysis and research on whatever you send in, and hopefully...
Yeah, I can't... That last one sucked. I can't see a thing. Okay, let's go to... So we did ghosts. Let's do paranormal, unless you guys have any links to really good ones. Let's see what's on the paranormal's best right now. With that, I'm going to put my music back on. Okay, this is unsettling. Okay, cool. Let me get that. There you go. I have unexplainable things happening all the time in my house, especially in my kitchen and bedroom. From the kitchen, I have often heard noises that I can't easily explain. My bedroom, I see shadows, mist, things won't be where I left them, or when I leave and come back, etc. I finally caught something more than just noise on a camera. This door leads to my garage, which was closed to the outside. The door was completely latched. After this, I experimented with the door to try to recreate this, and I couldn't. If I unlatched it, it'd only open up half an inch. And if I pushed it only open to how far I push, if I push it to only open to how far I push it, okay. My dog also is very sketch out for hours after this happened. Enjoy. I have unexplainable things happen to me all the time in my house, especially in my kitchen and bedroom. From the kitchen, I often hear noises I can't explain. Okay, you copy paste. That's questionable. Copying and pasting is a questionable act. But let's see what we got here. We got a very small video. Let's get this zoomed in so that it takes some space. Okay. I can't play it while it's zoomed. Dang it. Okay, so the door opens and the little light turns off. It's kind of weird how the door opens, though. Like the number of frames is weird because it's like it's shut, then it kind of jumps to half open, and then starts sliding open. That's sussy. If I had to guess what is happening here is I bet that if I took this and broke it up, yeah, this is Mick bullshit. Yeah, so I bet there is multiple cuts here because I bet they opened the door, they cracked it opened a little bit, it didn't look good, so they cut it and they just had it pop open. Then they kind of pushed it, didn't go really far, and then they finally got a really good push. And then when they got the really good push, this light was off, whatever this light was. So, yeah, I'm gonna say this is completely fake. Like, it's so weird, the frame rate. Oh, we also got some time down here. Ooh, look at this time. Okay, I wish I could zoom in and like you guys could see it. I could zoom in this way. No, we can't. Yeah, kind of. Look at this. Okay. Look at this time. It's not playing. Why? There we go. 40, 47, 44, 45, 46, 41, 40. What? What in the world is this? 40, 47, 44, 45, 46, 47. And then it like jumps. No. This is complete. Saint Cyr is correct. This is McBullshit. Like, no, this time is all wonky. That's gross. Okay. Now see if there's anything in this that actually has the evidence. Hello, given the interest some showed my story of my family being saved, August, blah, 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 went walking. One point, some old steps, takes off. I told him I missed him. A sign, even a small one. Right in front of me, about 2 meters away, I noticed a small piece of paper on the ground. At first, I could only make out one of the first two letters, A-S. Didn't know what it said, but something inside felt to me stood up slowly, walked toward it, picked it up, read what was in my heart was pounding. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. On the piece of note were the written words Sirlegna, which means donkey, whatever reads this. Or the one who reads is a donkey. Which just sounds funny, but exactly the name my grandfather used to give me when he was joking around. He called me this. Your grandfather sounds not that nice of a person. In the moment, I knew this was a way of saying hello. His sign just makes me smile. Okay, I'm not gonna hurt you too much on this, but like, give me a second. Let me find the clip. There's a favorite clip of mine of this from Joan of Arc. Give me a second to find my playlist. Uh, do, do, do. Here we go. We're gonna watch this clip real quick. This is my response to that post.
The sword. The sword lying in the field. That was a sign.
Oh, that was a sword in a field.
No. That was a sign.
No, that was a sword in a field.
You can't just get there by itself, huh?
No, it can't.
It can't. The sword just doesn't get there by itself. It can't just get there by itself.
True. Every event has an infinite number of causes, so why pick one rather than another? There are many ways a sword might find itself in a field. Seems a perfectly valid explanation, but how about this one? Then again, there are other possibilities. Or even faster. And that's without counting the inexplicable.
Yep.
Yet from an infinite number of possibilities, you had to pick this one. You didn't see what was, John. You saw what you wanted to see.
That is my response to that post. It's like, yeah, your grandfather could have written this from the other side and then left it on the ground in front of you just when you requested this. As well as any other human being on the planet Earth. And donkey is not the most unique nickname in the world. Now, if it had your full legal name, if it was like, hey, I am your grandfather, blah, 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 I'd be like, that's some good evidence there. That's some really strong evidence there. But this is just the same. Like, it's just the same. If it brings the OP comfort, yes, it came from your grandfather. He loves you very much. Other than that, if you want a true debunking, it came from anything, including your grandfather or the trash truck that drove by that night before. Okay, what do we got here? Ooh, we got creepy photo. Woo! Love creepy photos. Okay. Yeah, my zoom's in. Me and my friends were in a park just smoking and pissing about, taking photos, etc. And when we looked back at the pictures, we saw this. This was quite a while ago. I'm not zoomed in. That's why it's so small. There we go. And get it zoomed in for you guys. This was quite a while ago. Where was I? We looked back. We were like, what the fuck? We were pretty sure. Yeah, okay. But we looked back and we were like, what the fuck? We're pretty sure no one in the park was in the park. But again, we were pissing about being stupid. We try to put it down to the camera or the light, but this is so crazy to us how detailed it was. And the fact it looks like whatever it is hoarding is an axe. And you can't justify so many things about it. Please analyze for me. Yes, we share. Okay. So, first things first, it looks like we got some motion blur. Motion blur is a lovely, lovely thing. It makes it nice and hard to analyze anything. So what is the creepy figure in the back? That is a great question. Okay. So there's some oddities here. This is a lot of blue in pitch black. That is odd how much the figure is lit and how much the figure is lit and then nothing around the figure. So that makes it quite hard. To me, I think it's just one of your friends. Like right here, that looks like a very modern. Why am I zooming in right there? There we go. That looks like a very modern shoe to be the ghost. The ghost of a person. And at least from my knowledge of monsters, there's very few monsters who wear sneakers. There might be a couple, but not to my knowledge. This looks more like a shovel to me than an axe. Very shovel-like, I would say. And then this could be a person's head, but there's so much motion blur. Like, I cannot tell you what this is. There's no way for me to tell you what this is. But to me, there's two possibilities. This is either a friend of yours squatting and holding an axe, and you got a really interesting camera in the lighting department, or this is something that was added in post. You added some black fill around it and was like spooky. It's very hard for me to say other than that, but that's where my guess is it's a friend wearing some sneakers, holding a shovel behind your other friend, taking a piss out of something. Let's see if any of the comments gave anything. Clearly set up photo. Yep. Oh man, Smithers, the museum curator. You would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for you meddling kids. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to agree with the commenters. It is their friend. Getting that internet clout. Let's see, any other interesting ones? Ooh, shadowy. Let's see, Gettysburg. Nice ghosty environment. Love that. Took this picture in Gettysburg. What do you think, guys? What do you think is just our shadow? It's just creeping me out. Nothing else. Okay. What do we have here? We have a very poorly pixelized image, which is nice. Gotta love the pictures. What do we have here? This is great, and this is pretty great. Thank you. This is either a shadow beam, which I would love to believe, but sadly I don't trust people. And what I think this is somebody took a black smudge in an editing program and smudged this picture with that. There is not enough definition to be 100% sure of anything on this. I can tell you it's not their shadow. Of high likelihood, it's not their shadow. But it also doesn't look like it's any shadow in this environment. So either the shadow man wanted to come up and get a photo taken, which all rights to the shadow man. I don't think the shadow man gets enough personal portraits of himself. Or this is a blurred image with a cool little poster effect being put on top of it. I would almost be willing to bet. Maybe not. I don't see any recognizable noise patterns in the noise texture. But I wouldn't be shocked if it is a noise pattern, which they applied across the entire image to give their shadow being a little bit more realism. Debunk this. I think I did. I think you are editing it, and I think it is. The only ghost I've ever seen with my eyes looking like that in Gettysburg. Looks like a walk out of a long exposure. I wouldn't say that. No. Like, long exposures generally bring a lot of light, unless the friend is, like, facing backwards or facing at the Gettysburg with, like, a dark jacket or something with their arms crossed. I wouldn't say that. I would say more edited than anything. Let's see. Okay. This is interesting. Hoping the description gives me enough detail. Okay. My grandpa just passed October 4th, and when we arrived to his house where he passed, I swore I heard screaming coming from where he passed away. At I've also never heard this man scream a day in my life. Look, for the context, he was working in the backyard with a skid steer moving a tree branch. Tree branches getting ready for a cookout the following day, and his skid steer was leaking hydraulic oil the entire time he was working. We believe he noticed it gushing out hydraulic fluid and tried to get out before it broke. And as he was getting out, the bucket came down, and the support bar that goes in between the two arms holding the bucket hit him in the right around where his heart would be, and it pinned him into the ski steer. But back to the question, has anyone ever encountered hearing somebody scream or anything after their death, besides the normal ghost stuff, like kind of hinting at how or what they felt when they died? The picture is just a reference. No, I would say I've never heard somebody scream after they died or anything that gives me reference to it. Congratulations, your picture. To me, and no disrespect to anyone, be it the grandfather of the poster or anything, to me, it's kind of weird. Like, I have a grandfather who does weird things, but to me, if my cat device thing was leaking hydraulic oil and the bucket was in the air, I don't think I would try to get out underneath the bucket. I feel like the smart thing would have been to lower the bucket or let the hydraulic fluid leak out entirely and have the bucket come down. So a little sus on the story, but hopefully, if your grandfather did pass, it was not in too much suffering. And yeah, can't really analyze it much more than that. It's just a machine and a voice being heard. I'm not going to click that one. Cool. We got ghost photos. More ghost photos. Okay, little backstory. I had this picture for over 15 years. So that'd be 2005? Yeah. No. 2005 would have been 20, so 2010. My bro was taking selfies for his MySpace on our desktop, and we noticed a little girl seemed to be hanging out in the doorway behind him. There was a house of 4 guys, no women, and allegedly a little girl drowned in the pool about 15 years before we moved in. Your thoughts? This is interesting. So there's very little motion blur, so we can't rule out the motion blur as we normally can. So what is in this background? It is really tough. It's a black and white photo, which is in 2010 didn't have to be a black and white photo. So I'm curious what would it look like if we brought color into it? Because I'm curious what this looked like with color. Because it looks like there's like a stand for their leg here. And it kind of goes up and then kind of comes out this way. Which makes me question, like, is this just like a lamp post? Like, is this like the top of a lamp? Like, is that the top of a lamp? And this is just like a lamp? And then this is something further in the background that it's just out of focus? Like, this seems odd. Seems very odd to have it black and white, even in 2010. Let's see what the comments say. Nah, just an actual girl. You post photos from many years ago, then exclaim 100% without doubt no girls were there. It is one day, years ago. You're absolutely not going to remember details. It's not a ghost. It is a child. Likely somebody had their children over visiting. No, it's not a ghost. I mean, that's a possibility. Highly edited the photo on the photo cam, and yes, I can confirm it's a little girl standing behind him. I can't confirm that. To me, it still potentially looks like a lamp. Yeah. I wish it was in color. I wish it was in color. I wish it was in color. I wish I could tell you what this is, but it's either a person or a lamp with something in the background. I would not say it's a ghost girl. Let's go to this one. We've already seen that one. That is not safe for work. Okay. Exploring Yorktown Memorial Hospital. Spent a night at Yorktown Memorial Hospital and took these photos. Anyone else gets a weird vibe from them? Other than them being really old, decrepit environments, not particularly weird vibes. Yeah. Welcome to abandoned buildings. They're weird because we don't normally see buildings abandoned. Why the fuck is there a casket? I was messing around with it, and the entire family started screaming. Okay. Yeah, it's an abandoned house with a casket in it. It's going to give people weird vibes. Yep. Yep. Like, it's an abandoned place. Like, yeah, it's gonna give weird vibes. Okay. Cool. Paranormal, not sure. Creepy, yes. Incredible opinions. Went out to my brother's farm this weekend. My son for a mini vacation. We stayed in a camper when we got out, or when we go out there, it's pretty much in the middle of nowhere in Central Florida. The camper has a TV that operates using an antenna. We were watching TV and there was this commercial on. The commercial was about healthcare insurance or something. I can't quite remember. The TV froze up in the middle of the commercial, and the image you see in my picture was frozen on the TV for 3 to 4 minutes before it finally unfroze and went back to working normally. I didn't notice this at first, but the TV freezes up and does weird things all the time because of the fact that it operates on an antenna in the middle of the woods. So I don't pay attention to it when it does. My son was the one who pointed out, "Look, mommy, there's a scar in the TV." I looked and I was like, "Wow, that's pretty damn creepy." I took these pictures because I wanted to see others' opinions on this. Is it paranormal? Is there a poltergeist in the camper? Hello, for real though. It's actually creeped me out. What do you all think? It is bad TV signal. So I imagine you and the channel in the next band over in your what, it's not cable. What is it, the antenna? Your antenna television, whatever that is. I imagine the channel you were watching and the band you were watching next intersize into each other, and this is like a horror movie. And it froze because it got messed up signal, and this is what you got. You got half of the channel of one channel, half of the channel of the other. Yeah. Yeah, it's frozen on both channels. So that's it. There's no paranormal. I'm not a big TV buff, so I can't tell you what this show or film is, but that's my guess. Is you got no ghosts. You got no ghosts. You got really bad signal, and yeah, TVs act up when you get really bad signal. Especially antenna TVs, because they're doing very similar to like AM and FM radio, where if you get the signal just right, you get mixed data. And the TV tries to interpret that mixed data to the best of its ability. It glitched once where my TV wouldn't broadcast anything other than this phantom image of an alien face. I guess it's glitched when I closed the TV, but it kept setting up on the box. The alien face would show just frozen, like it was born into the scene. I couldn't do anything about it. Hard reset. Okay, that's not anything with this. I had to kill me on the spot. That's fine. If a local TV signal is bad, maybe this is a result of a pirated. No, I don't think it's pirated. I don't think it's pirated. That's 100% a demon and ghost. Call the Vatican immediately. Demand to speak to the Pope. Show them the evidence. Yeah, people are taking the piss out of it. It's nothing. It's nothing of severe issue. I think we're going to go back to ghosts, because this one doesn't seem to be getting anything. Okay, this one's interesting. Let's see. What's this? Yesterday, I was laying in my room sideways to the left awake. It was about 1:45 p.m. or a.m. Then I got this strong urge to look at my window. And then there, standing in front of me, in front of my curtain, was this red aura energy apparition. It was like almost covering my whole left side of the gray curtain. I stared at it for a couple seconds and then looked away and then prayed that when I looked back, it was gone. I was not super afraid or had any goosebumps or felt threatened at all. I was just a little uneasy at what I saw. Like, was I trying to go back to sleep? But I just couldn't keep hearing these little noises around the room as well. Like, I couldn't sleep yesterday. I also have LEDs hung up. That are set to white. So my room was lit up whitish. Backstory. Okay. Moved in 2022. Never felt any paranormal activities. One night, it was night time, and I was getting ready to go to bed, and when somebody knocked on my window, I looked out the window, and nobody was there. You are a lot more brave than me. I do not look out my window if I hear a random knocking at my window. I then proceeded to look at my Ring camera. That's what I would more likely do. So you can hear somebody knocking on my window on the Ring camera, but no one is there. Even my parents heard it. Another unusual occurrence is he had 2 dreams. I guess my question is seeing a red or a spirit-like energy beam. I pasted a picture of what I made with AI. Ugh, gross. This is bad. I hate it. I thought this was going to be really interesting. I was like, whoa, this is going to be tough to explain. No, the explanation, it's AI. Woo. Okay, I'm not going to go with that one because that's a question. Photo evidence, we've seen this one on the ghost one. We've explained this one. It's just weird timing. Okay. Debunk this. Let's debunk this, guys. 1861 mayor, dad, both saw the same thing, not sure what it is or what to do. First time posting on Reddit. I also on mobile. I've heard it can cause some formatting issues. Sorry if there's any. Some backgrounds. I don't really particularly care about your family's belief. First encounter. What happened this last year? I was home alone. Give me a second. I was home alone, sitting in the kitchen at the dining table. From where I was sitting, I was able to see the front door into the living room and the back door in the living room leading into the garden. Just to give some context of the layout. I was eating my food and I looked up and saw a black shadow figure staying inside the house by the back door. I was paralyzed with the sense of impending doom. Every time I looked away, it seemed to reach toward me, so I was unable to move, unable to look away. One thing to note is that after about 5 minutes of looking at it, my cat started yowling at the front door to be let in. One thing about him is he rarely meows, and on this rare occasion he does, and it's extremely quiet. This is the first time I've heard him meow like that. After a few more minutes, I become hysterical and start screaming and crying. The entire thing lasted about 40 minutes. I'm gonna call BS on that. Until my mom came home and got me out of a hysterical state. Another thing to know is that when the front door opened, my mom came in, and I did not recognize it was her, nor as a human. I fell to the floor in fear. She cleansed the entire house and all the doorways, blah blah blah. Da, da, da. I was going through a very stressful time due to new hormonal medicine had to be put on. Hallucinations being a rare side effect. I'm gonna say he hallucinated. This was the second encounter. Blah blah blah. I was taken back. He did not believe in the paranormal at all. He did not joke about. I asked to see a picture. In the picture, I saw exactly what I saw at the time last year. I've attached the image. Okay. I was home when he got back to Dave. I took me that he saw a ghost. When he took a picture of it, it disappeared next time he looked. The original instance, I'm very worried. My friend pointed out that it has moved from the back door to the living room window due to the layout of the house. Next entrance viewpoint is my glass front door. I suppose I'm looking for an explanation or advice. I'm very frightened. So are they saying like this shadow thing right here? They're saying that? I'm guessing they're saying that because there's nothing in this window. So like this shadow gown thing is scary. Like this literally could be anything. I'm gonna guess it's a tower on a broomstick. Actually, no, it's a little bit wider than a broomstick. It's a tower with a ball and a broomstick. Like, yeah, there's nothing I can say that is it. There's a little blackness here, and then you got this like uh what is it? Like burgundy area, off white area below it, which makes me kind of feel like tower because like I feel like it's kind of like hanging like this and like it ends here. It's not a full body. Of course, this could be in the foreground and in the background, like unexplained but unexplainable. Mm-hmm. Da-da-da. Yeah. Okay. Uh. Yeah. It's a Grim Reaper. It's the Grim Reaper. Please, if your mother truly Orthodox, have her bring a priest by. It'll help. I don't know if your father would allow it, but if you're being harassed by dark spirits, demons, even I know relief can be found. Again, I would say wait until it gets in the house. If it gets in the house, maybe. Um, but if it makes you feel comfortable, bring every person you want into your house to spray it with anti-demon oil. Um, to me, it's hard to believe that that's a demon. Born in hell, backwards. Scary message. Found in a liminal space. Ooh. Please offer insight and guidance. This is quite scary. My wife and I, we moved into the house from the 1880s a few months ago. Between us and our old owners, no one recalls seeing red lipstick messages on inner walls of the small closet in the isolated room in the attic. The message is born in hell, written backwards as if written with a mirror. It appears to be written in red lipstick, but my wife was only able to efface the B from burn. I don't know what that means. The room is small, blue walls, white trim, is up in the attic, the rest of which is unfinished and smells like old wood. It's very isolated and quite an odd room. The previous owner said they used the room for decoration storage and never saw it. My husband specifically looks for this sort of thing, never saw it. There's a superstition that it was a servant's quarter when it was a working farm in the early 1900s. I am not the only person who sensed spirits in the home. We had a friend who independently sensed them. But I have never felt anything in the attic, possibly unrelated, but maybe not. We have a very difficult family circumstance taking place at the end of July, and it is continuing to cause turmoil and stress and panic in our family. Does anyone get if this message was from a different time or has unrelated energy? What vibe do you get? I get the vibe that it is. I have no clue. I have no clue. Like, somebody wrote it, but like, I don't know. It does look like somebody wrote it backwards. So, so logic on why I say that is it looks like somebody tried to write Born in Hell backwards. So when you write, you generally kind of have a kick to the direction you're writing. So these L's kind of kick towards it. Then this E was kind of placed at a certain point, and then they tried to make the E as best they could from that point forward. Um, this H has some kicks going in the direction they wrote. This N has a kick going in the direction it wrote. This I is pretty fair. It's pretty even. The N looks like it started on here and then ended here, which if you're writing, you're going to write the opposite direction. So I don't think this is somebody writing like on the inside of the wall and it's being mirrored on the opposite side. I think it's somebody wrote it on the side to be edgy. Um, yeah, it's hard to say when it was written, but it definitely was not written from inside the wall outwards. Um, so yeah, cool. I think we're gonna go back to ghosts. Make what you will of this. No one recognized the man in the window over 100-year-old house. Okay, there's a lot of people here. No, I want the actual post. Give me the actual post. Thank you. No context. So we just got some photos here. Let's see what we got. There's a house full of people. There's a face. That is a face-like person. Let's see if we can match the face. So where is the face? Is the face over here? Yeah, the face is over here. And we have at least two people who are facing the window. We have this person kind of facing this person, which also is facing the window. We have this person facing the window. If I had to guess, since we're going to try to debunk this, and I don't know what either of these people look like, I'm going to guess it's the man in the hat. Because I'm going to guess that if we go to that zoomed in picture, I'm going to guess that you have a cap right here. And this is the person's forehead. That's why it also kind of looks weird because it's not the forehead of the person. So I'm going to guess you are being reflected in the mirror, in the window. And that is that. Okay, let's go to ghosts. See the most recent ghost pictures. See if we have any good ones there to wrap up on. We've judged this one. This was the spider. Oh, that's all the most recent. That sucks. Oh, today. Let's go of this month. Okay. Watch the cross in her hand. She prays over the room the North says is haunted. Okay. Let's watch the cross in her hand. Okay. Kind of hard to see the cross in her hand as the text is there.
May your light shine brightly through every room, cleansing this home of any negativity, fear, or unrest. Let peace dwell in every corner, and love be the foundation of every wall. Bless this home with your protection, surrounding it with your angels, and shielding it from harm and evil. May every door be a passage to your grace, and every window
Okay.
to your
That was interesting. I would say that was a very interesting. She didn't have any reaction to it, which is kind of interesting as well. Can I is there a way to slow down? Yes. Let's see what we got here. So it is interesting. It kind of pours upwards, which is a very interesting direction for it to pour. So it's not pouring towards the room; it's pouring up out of the top of the ceiling, and then it's released. Let's see how that upwards trajectory came. Interesting. It kind of is being poured. But then when it drops very naturally. That's one I cannot easily explain. Let's try one other technique to see how does she get to the room. Let's see, because I'm curious if they cut it and then they tied a rope to it and continued.
Heavenly Father, I ask for your divine presence to fill this space. May your light shine brightly through every room, cleansing this home of any negativity, fear, or unrest. Let peace dwell in every corner, and love be the foundation of every wall. Bless this home with your protection, surrounding it with your angels, and shielding it from harm and evil. May every door be a passage to your grace, and every window open.
That's tough. Give me a second. It might be cut. It might be cut with the audio of the original.
Be a passage to your grace, and every window.
The reason why I'm saying it's cut is they do kind of zoom into the darkness.
Shielding it from harm and evil. May every door be a passage to your grace, and every window open.
No, that is a tough one. I cannot easily debunk that one. Any suggestions in the chat on exactly how that might have been done? The only idea I can think of is they had a rope, a fishing line tied to it the entirety of the time, and then they have it going over the door with someone pulling it over that door to emulate it being poured upwards.
To your blessings. In Jesus' name.
Who is this person? What's the story? Throwback in 2009, when a resident asked me to record her cleansing the death room. She wanted it for her Facebook group, so I recorded this of her using her phone. Whenever someone tells me they don't believe in ghosts, I show them this video. So it's kind of suspicious because it doesn't sound like this is a person who is a professional exorcist or anything like that. It's kind of suspicious how calm this person is when suddenly their like cross gets poured from them. Like they don't even skip. Listen to their audio.
Fear or unrest. Let peace dwell in every corner, and love be the foundation of every wall. Bless this home with your protection, surrounding it with your angels, and shielding it from harm and evil. May every door be a passage to your grace, and every window open to your blessings. In Jesus' name.
Yeah, they don't even pause to be like, oh, that's weird. Like, I can't argue against it. I can't say it's incorrect. I just can't say it's correct. There's a video on this. There was a video on this on one of the YouTube ghost channels. Gave more information. Another video, the service dog. Yeah, I've seen that one. He sits. Yeah, added when several patients died. I mean, every patient that ends up. Yeah, okay. There was always so strange to me that Christianity, being one of the youngest religions, has so much dramatic attention. Yeah. Okay, but the ghost just get just as tired of religious people coming to the door of the living. Very weird indeed. Why is the video shaking? Video shaking is typical. People can't hold cameras straight worth anything. Could the recording have more shaking? That'd be great. Who's holding the camera? Great camera work. Okay. Did anyone hear a noise or whisper? No. Yep. Okay. Yeah. I can't say anything against it. I can't say anything for it. This is the strongest evidence we had. I can argue a fishing line, but like the fishing line one's going to be hard. We've discussed that one. That's just a sign. We haven't done this one. What do you think? I think it is your camera glitching out, and it is somebody just walking by enjoying their day. But let's loop this and see what we get. Actually, it looks like it was already on a loop. Can I trace the person through it? I am going to say it is your camera being very glitchy and your camera having a very centralized focus point. And that's that. Like, I don't think it's a ghost. It's moving at human speed. I think it was just somebody walking by and you caught them. Yep, no more camera issues. Low bit rate, somebody wearing dark colors, great fun. Simple solution, CCTV cameras don't work by updating every pixel of the frame. That'd be wasteful and unnecessary, especially when they recycle all the pixels from the previous frame. Only update pixels that change in color enough. If somebody's wearing dark colors against a dark background, especially in a shadow like this, the video and the pixels that get updated are going to be a bit sporadic, giving you some interesting effects. To me, I'm not even looking at that. Like, there's so much like weird motion, like effects happening here that I would say your camera is really wonky. Okay, picture of me and my buddies took 2010 and recently dug up. This photo was taken in 2010 or so. My buddies dug it out of the archive and noticed something we never saw. We explored in person. This is what I believe is an old water treatment facility out in Bay City, Missouri. We went in and out of the building into all the rooms and tunnels. My friend swears he didn't Photoshop this, but the picture gives me chills. What is so chilling about this picture? Let's find out. It's these things right in the distance. Let's zoom in and see what these things are. Actually, give me a second. Let me zoom into this. There you go. These are anything. These are, that is that. So these are most likely the tops of whatever is behind this wall on the other side of this building. These have the tops or whatever are connected still, and these do not. Whatever these are also whatever those are. Yeah, there's no ghosts, unless you're talking about this orb right here. That orb's kind of creepy, but other than that, there's no ghosts in this. But I don't think you're talking about the orb because you're going like this area right here. And I'm like, that area is the same as this area right there. So no ghosts, just things get really blurry the further away the camera is and make things look weird. Look like mannequins? No, I don't think it's mannequins. How could anyone miss the figures initially? Yeah, I don't know. Feel like there's a small group of ghosts. No, I don't think it's like ghost ANA. I think it's pieces of an abandoned building still standing and pieces of an abandoned building no longer standing. Come on, give me some good ones. You're just a guy talking. I don't need to hear you talking. We've seen that photo. We've seen this photo. We have not seen this photo. Okay, let's see what this one is. My brother was at a haunted prison. He said they were the last ones on the tour and they heard a noise coming down this hallway. So he took a picture. What do you see? And that's it. He took a picture and what do you see? I see blurry background. What do you see? Let's see. Yeah, there's something back there. What? It's contrast. It's darkness. It could literally be the door. It literally looks like it might be the door frame. So why am I saying that? So it looks like it has like the little push or kick way right down here. And then this could be one of those push handle things. And it's just like off on the frame. Like if you are on a tour and you see something that you're like, man, that looks spooky. I would love to investigate that further. Step closer. Step closer and take pictures. It makes it so much easier to see what we're seeing when you are closer. And if you're like, I don't want to get closer to the ghost, take a picture of the ghost, come back, take a picture of where you were as close as you could get. That still has the full context of what you might have seen. At best, take it during different hours, different times, different lightings to know what you saw. I imagine this is just the door. Video. Okay, we got some more video. Out at front out at front of my house, taking a video, windy night, beautiful moon. I get a panic feeling something is to my right. Then I hear this on the wind. Just happened. I don't think it was supernatural, but sure it was weird. Okay, let's see what it is. Let's see what this is. Pretty windy. Okay. If it's a thing that covered the moon, I was a little jump scared by that. I was not expecting the moon to get covered. See if we can identify what that might have been. Okay. That is their fingers. That is their fingers because you can see right here. You can see like this little indent where the fingers are. You're using your fingers, cover the lens. Woo, spooky. I mean, it did jump scare me because I was not expecting it. But like, it just, woo, look at my fingertips. Right. Oh, did they get a bad angle? I think they got a bad angle somewhere. When they took their hand away. Give me a second. Where is it? Let's make this HD. Let's get that controls. Let's playback speed. Let's slow this down. alone. Oh, wait, that's afterwards. Ugh. Nope. Come on. You see it. You see it for like the split second. Ah. Nope. I see skin. Oh my gosh. I wish I could go frame by frame. Give me a second. I can download this. We're going to download this. We're going to see it frame by frame. We're going to see what this is. Yep. Yep. Let's open this in VLC. I don't think you guys can hear it, but that's fine. It's just windy noise. But there's a way. Playback speed. There's a way, give me a second. There's a way to jump frame by frame in VOC. VOC frame by frame backwards. What? No, there was a way. Hit E to go forward, one frame at a time. Okay. Yeah, there you go. So we got the moon. We got the fingers coming in. Oh no, bye-bye moon. Then it's complete darkness. The moon's back. Look at that. That is a finger. That is a finger right there. My gosh. Let's zoom into this. Look at that finger. Your ghost, your shadow man, is quite reflective. Let's go. Yeah, here's literally one frame. But that is that. It is a finger. Heard a voice? No, you didn't. You heard a finger. Heard a voice. Lovely breeze. Heard whether this or we. No. All that is lies. It's a finger. They covered the camera with their fingers. Okay. I think that will be all the debunking today. I hope you had a lovely little Halloween stream with me. I kind of just did this out of the randomness of the spirit of Halloween. I hope you all have a lovely, spooky, possibly really ghosty, real ghost, spooky Halloween or at the end of this week. With that, let's see who we're gonna raid out to. Let's see. We have a lot of potential raiding people. Let's see if we got any good spooky ones. Spooky. Okay, let's see. Anyone that you see? Oh, Black is still streaming. The Black is streaming Resident Evil. We could go to the blackened one. Have no idea what I'm doing. Professional raw streamers. Open lobby for Resident Evil, not Resident Evil, and Elden Ring, more Resident Evil, Pokemon Legends, Dino Crisis, Phasmophobia, Silent Hill, games and demos, or Dead by Daylight. Anyone have any desires or anything? If not, I think we're gonna try to keep with the spooky, spirity, ghost vibes. I think we're gonna go to MVG shifts, Phasmophobia. Let's go there. Where is there? There you are. Okay. Again, I hope you have a lovely night. If you watched the video, remember to hit the thumb button on YouTube and like it. If you're on Twitch, if you're ever so kind, you can cheer. See where we go from there.
But we know it's not a wraith. Because
and
wraiths
then
can't step in salt.
Next stream is going to be the last stream before my vacation for 2 weeks. And that will be with the black and white. I think we're playing Lethal Company or something along the lines of that game with a few other people. That'll be Saturday from 5 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time to 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So I hope to see you there. It's going to be super fun.
Epic.
If you have not followed, remember to follow on Twitch. There's only 3 positions left on Twitch. If you follow those 3 positions, we beat YouTube subscribers. On YouTube, remember to hit the subscribe button and the bell button if you really want to be notified. Sadly, it's a little bit more work than you have to do on Twitch.
Yeah, we're in a
With that, I hope you all have a lovely rest of your week. And I'll see you later. 4, 3, 2,
1.
Where's the new
Bye,
Conjuring? Have they
guys.
well, I guess I don't know if it's like